All right, Kill Team fans, here we are. Another day, another stream. Still in round one of the Worldwide Open Nova tournament. Is it Open Nova? Is it just Worldwide Open?
I think it's just
All right.
worldwide open.
Worldwide Open. It's only the second stream of the tournament. We're still, getting going here. It is Sunday, the holiday weekend. I hope everybody out there had a great holiday. We are here tonight with a pretty exciting game. We have Alex the Kid making his return after taking a tournament off, after taking a few months off of the Kill Team, tabletop simulator circuit. He's back. He's playing his Eldar again, his Asuryani. And versus him, we have TheVillain, new up and comer in the scene, playing his Necrons. Should be really exciting. Looking forward to getting into this match. And with me to take a look at this matchup is Shane from Command Point. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a solid holiday. Made some macaroni and cheese. Only managed to grate off part of one of my knuckles. So,
Nice, nice.
solid holiday showing. How
Not
about
too bad.
yourself?
It's been all right. I mean, it's up here in New York. It's not actually that cold
Yeah.
for what I would expect. I certainly anticipate it's going to get worse on that front, but it has not been freezing, so I'm at least
Okay.
enjoying that
All
that
right.
part of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, weather's been a little bit weird, I think, all over the country this year, all over the world potentially, global warming or whatever you want to say that it is. We've had, because you guys went from like really warm to like having a snowstorm a few weeks back, right? Or
Yep.
maybe not where you are, but I know further up the coast in like the Boston or Philadelphia area they were having stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, it's I'm in Southern California, so the sun's out, the sky's clear. I got a bit of a breeze because I'm close to the beach, so it's chilly in that way. I think it's actually colder inside of my apartment than it is outdoors. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to watch some Kill Team today. Take a break from watching the lousy Broncos play football. So yeah, I mean, I get to watch some top-notch Kill Team instead. Exciting stuff. Our players are getting ready right now. For those of you that aren't aware, Worldwide Open, 100 points, and it is both arena and open board. The secondaries are randomly determined, and so we are actually going to take a look at those right now so you guys can get an idea of what secondaries our players have options of. So, uh, we are on the same map as we were the other day, and we'll take another look at that in a moment. But here are our secondary options: cut off the head, death from afar, thin their ranks, bounty hunter, proximity alert, and scout the field. Initial thoughts on these, Shane?
So I guess just looking at them right off the bat, these are there's a couple in here, I guess more than a couple, that are a little bit tough for both teams, for really any team on the arena boards.
Hmm.
Um, Cut off the head is tough. It's really easy on these boards to just kind of hide your leader in the back,
Absolutely.
kind of keep them away from the action. Death from afar, I would not be. Necrons are never looking at that. Asuryani might, but even then, it's probably not the greatest option. Thin the ranks and bounty hunter could be good for both teams. Not sure how much you actually want to take thin the ranks against Necrons, but with the other choices available, there might not be too many other options.
Hmm.
Proximity alert's always a tough one. Um, I don't think either of these teams are ever really looking for that. And then scout the field, I think is going to come a little bit easier to Asuryani than Necrons. It's easier for them to put cheap bodies in corners, which is basically what that secondary amounts to most of the time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, I mean, yeah. So when I first saw cut off the head, I thought it was cut apart, and I thought, oh man, cut apart bounty hunters and thin their ranks. This is looking pretty good for the Necrons. Still, I would say probably a better pull for the Necrons, just because you do have that bounty hunters, and you do have thin their ranks, which I think favor the Necrons in that way. It's as we've seen, difficult to take them out of action,
Mm-hmm.
and if you need to take them out of action to get a bounty hunter, token on the board, uh, we kind of have a good idea of what we're gonna see out of the Necrons, right? We're probably gonna see a lot of flayed ones, maybe one Lich Guard. I don't know. I mean, I know you were playing around with some other stuff like a Praetorian, right, or some other things. But I think majority of the rosters that we have seen for this tournament are heavy on the flayed ones, and that's just what's good with them. And you go flayed ones, and what's the sub faction? Novak?
No, Novak, yeah, for
Okay,
the
yes.
re-rolling failed hit rolls.
So a lot of that, not 100% sure what we're going to see out of the Eldar player. Do you have any thoughts here? Do you think we're going to see like that solid Michael T. Holy type 100-point team? Do you think we're maybe going to see one of the big, Beyblade guys, whatever they're called?
Yeah, I think that there is a very real chance that we see a Wraith Guard here. I don't know how much I would put down on a Wraith Guard appearance, but he has it in the roster specifically for the Necron matchup. So if there's ever a time when he would want to take it, this might be it. The last time we saw Alex play against Necrons, I believe, on stream was all the way back to the Command Point Invitational back in April,
Mhm.
and he did take the Wraith Guard there. And are these the musters? Because if so,
Oh
that
gosh,
is
I
a
don't know.
Wraith Guard.
Yes, it appears these are the musters. I told them to let me know when and we'd give them the okay, but they went ahead, which is good. Yeah, we do see the oh, it's a demo. Okay, interesting. Uh,
Not sure about that,
yeah, not
but
sure about that either. I think he actually mentioned to me that that might have been a mistake, but rosters are set and it is what it is. He has been playing. I've been talking to Alex since he got back into playing the kill team, which is awesome. But he and his father have been playing a lot of Big Hammer Ninth Edition, so his rules have been all kind of scrambled up. And he's like, okay, wait, so it's initiative, and then but it's for every round, not for the whole. Like going back and forth and trying to remember certain things that just have gotten switched up, which is another reason that makes me think we're gonna see potentially a kill team version 2, because I don't think if you're GW you want this kind of back and forth in your rule settings, but
yeah,
who knows? Who knows? So yeah, we got the
yeah,
the
there's a
Wraith
lot
Guard.
to say here.
Yeah, we got the Wraith Guard. And then we also on the other side we have double Lich Guard and six
Hmm.
Flayed ones, which I think the double Lich Guards is the favorable setup for the against the Wraith Guard. Yeah, would you say having
Yeah,
two
I
of
mean,
those?
you could almost even say like a triple Lich Guard could
Yeah,
be even better. But I mean, double Lich Guard, six flayed ones. There's never gonna be a moment where that's a bad list. So,
yeah, right.
especially on arena.
Yeah, and especially on this board setup where this middle room is going to be like quite the brawl, right? I'd much rather have a Lich Guard than, a few more flayed ones in that center room because it's just such a difficult body to remove and such a difficult body to defend against too because of the offensive power that it holds. So, taking a look at those secondaries again, do you want to give any guesses here? We'll go for Shane's guesses on the secondaries for both teams before we take a look at what they actually are.
Okay. Let's let's see. So I would say with this list that Alex
Yes.
has taken, I'm gonna say he's gone for Bounty Hunter, Scout the Field, and the third one's kind of a toss up. I'm gonna say Death from Afar because he's got the double flamer.
Okay. All right. All right. So Bounty Hunter, Death from Afar, and Scout the Field. And for the Necrons, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking definitely thin their ranks and Bounty Hunter. And the third, I'm going to say he's going to go for Scout the Field.
Okay.
It's a bit of a tough one. He's definitely not going for Death from Afar proximity alert.
Yeah.
So I'll say Scout the Field.
All right. And Scout the Field isn't as difficult when you consider this center room, right? If you can get control over that room, you can secure that Scout the Field. So, taking a look at Alex's, we do have Bounty Hunter, we do have Death from Afar, but he has taken Cut Off the Head.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you.
Interesting.
Part of me wonders if he saw that and thought like me that it was cut apart and has made a
Well, he doesn't
terrible,
have.
terrible mistake.
He's only got one melee model, so I don't think he made that mistake. I think he is genuinely looking for cut off the head here.
Fair enough. You're right. He does only have the one melee mount. That I mean, cut off the head. That is a difficult one, especially against these Necrons. I mean, I assume that flayed one
Well,
is just going to go to this back. The flayed one leader is just going to go to this back objective, right?
yeah, but here's the thing. When you already know that the leader is going to be a flayed one, he's not going to run a leader Lich Guard. So Alex
Yeah.
knows that. Um, the immediate thought is going to be to yes, run that Lich Guard, or sorry, not that Lich Guard, that leader to this back area that I'm hovering.
Hmm.
But Alex can drop the D scythe right here, have a Guardian Defender roll up, open this door, and then advance that D scythe, and suddenly you're threatening the leader.
True, but don't you think that D site's got to make it to this center room, or do you think you scrap that idea altogether?
If I'm Alex with this list here, I think I scrap the center room, but I don't know. It's a tough call. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is the Lich Guards. The you only have one thing on this whole list that can actually kill Lich Guard, and that's the D scythe.
Yeah.
None of these Guardian Defenders are going to do anything to it. The Dire Avenger Exarch is really good against the flayed ones, but he's not going to do anything to the Lich Guards. He's strength 4 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Um, and the Flamer, again, it's strength 4, 0 AP. It's going to bounce right off that
Hmm.
Lich Guard. So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
we've seen
It's
crazier things happen. Just the other day, we saw a Death Guard gunner kill Pious Warren. So, who
that's
knows?
true.
But okay, let's take a look at these secondaries for the villain and his Necrons. Bounty hunters thin their ranks, and he has taken proximity alert as his third secondary objective. What are your thoughts here?
Interesting. So then there ranks bounty hunters in proximity alert.
Yes.
I don't like proximity alert. I would have gone scout the field. Um, the thing about proximity alert is, especially for the Necrons, is acting against what you want to do.
Hmm.
Um, Necrons, they want to get in, they want to kill you in melee. So in the instance that you're getting proximity alert, you're not probably getting the other two things that you want.
Yeah, because
I,
that
I
means
just
your
I
models are still in combat after that round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a board state where you're getting proximity alert is a board state where you're probably not that happy overall. So I don't think it actually works out very well for him. This is not the kind of he's not going to max.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're almost looking at this and saying there's no way you're going to max. If you're getting proximity alert, you're probably not maxing your thin their ranks or bounty hunter. Maybe still bounty hunter because that one's
Now,
really easy. But
I mean, obviously not as aware, I guess, with some of the options. Do you think cut off the head might have been more realistic for the Necrons here? Being able to get up a flayed one potentially up onto that back objective, running him down this hallway? Or
it was okay. I mean, I think with this hallway, these like side hallways are the
yeah,
key to getting cut off the head.
yeah,
Um, with Necrons, you got to get in melee in order to do it, and I think it's easy enough to keep the leader away from the melee Necrons for 2 turns. Because once you keep it away for 2 turns, they're not maxing it. Um,
yeah, yeah,
just because of the nature of this is kind of a weird secondary.
yeah. And how you got to open those doors and then you got to get to him. And that's assuming that that
Yeah,
guy doesn't run away or you don't get stopped by anything else in the process. Um, yeah. This should be an interesting matchup. I know, Alex and I were talking the other day. He was doing some prep. I know he's not super excited for his first tournament game back to be against Necrons again, since that's, I believe, the only thing he's lost to in the last two tournaments that he took part in was when he came up against these Necron teams, and they just did what they do best. But I know he's excited to be playing Kill Team again. Glad to have him back. And looks like they are ready to go. So we're going to get some dice rolling here, you guys.
very exciting. Yeah, I mean Necrons are. I mean it's stupid, right? They're dumb to play against, specifically because, and I've talked about this a bit. It is you're especially like with Eldar here because once they get in, they're going to kill the Eldar, maybe
Yeah.
with the exception of the Wraith Guard. But you want to get as many shots down on them as you can, but at the end of the day, you're hoping to get lucky. That is essentially what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
The math is always against you to kill them,
Hmm.
so you need to get lucky.
Yeah.
Um, and the only way to do it is to like there's no it's not like other matchups where you can create mismatches on the board or get yourself into good positions to kill. With Necrons, it's just you got to give yourself as many chances to kill as possible and just hope to God that one of those instances
So it
happens.
looks like the Necrons won initiative here. I don't know if either of them, I guess neither of them chose to. Oh, no. Okay. Alex did use his veteran move. And
Oh,
now I don't know if he's also spent for decisive move here
I think he
because he is
has,
down to
yeah.
0 CP. So, but that means that the vet flayed one did not open this door, which is interesting to take the veteran and not use it for that purpose, right? Especially when your opponent has. So yeah, looks like we're getting the advance. He rolled a 5 there. So this demo is just pushing straight up to this
That'll do
door.
it.
Yeah, right? Okay, so we know what Alex's game plan was, right? And obviously, in this case, it worked. He would have been happier had he won the initiative and not had to spend that second CP. But I'd say that's an efficient way to use your 2 CP in this first turn. Um, yeah, I mean,
Here's the thing, though.
okay,
That door is going to open,
uh huh,
probably. I mean, he could
yeah,
stop it. But that door is going to open, and he's going to get charged. And at the end of the day, he still needs a 4 or 5 to kill.
Yeah.
And if that Wraithguard doesn't kill, then it kind of opens up the floodgates, and that Wraithguard's probably getting chopped up by one of these Lich Guards.
Do you think he would have been better off getting it right up against the door so that he was in combat so he couldn't get charged, or do you think it's better to have the chance at Overwatch here?
You definitely want Overwatch
Okay. All
with
right.
this super flamer here, but
Yeah.
it is he's out of CP now because he put all his
Yes,
eggs into the
he
basket
is.
of getting to that position, and now he can't reroll the injury rolls. It's gonna get dicey.
For sure. Do you remember which one of these is? I think it's this. Yes. Okay. There we go. Got the deployment zones out of the way. Yeah, dude, I mean, this is kind of, one of the things that we talked about the other day when we were discussing this matchup. Excuse me. Oh,
Bless you.
gosh. I was going for the mute and I didn't get to it in time. I thought I could get through my sentence. Okay. So, yeah, this is one of those things that we talked about. We talked about this center room and we talked about what the Wraithguard could do here or what they could do by the opposite, right? If they had their own veteran, because he had talked about maybe not running a veteran. And, the discussion was, well, the veteran, we've had this discussion the other night too, and, during the stream or after the stream. And it's not so much how good the veteran is on its own, it's how viable it becomes if your opponent doesn't have one or if your opponent doesn't use that option, right? Because it can give them a real advantage on board positioning turn one. So it looks
Oh,
like he did try to stop it there.
Overwatch from the
Yeah,
Zealot, or Overwatch onto the Zealot. 3 shots. So this
oh,
is what Alex wants. He's gonna
yeah,
get to the injury probably. Wounding on 2s. That's okay. So this is an injury roll
yeah.
right off the bat, but it's still only a 33% chance at an out of action, and
Yeah.
flesh wound is still not good enough here. He needs a 4 or 5.
Oh,
He gets this.
the 6 Necrons. Why? Oh my gosh, that's brutal, right? Because any other game, you're stoked. You just killed a model in Overwatch, and just,
Yeah.
oh god, you hate to see it. You hate to see
Yep.
it. And he's
No,
definitely in.
yeah, that's it.
I don't even know what to say to that, right? What do you say to that? It shouldn't. I hate that it makes you be the one to roll it too. I wish that it was if you get them out of action, they can roll, and if they can get it, then they can. Then if they get a 6, then their guy survives. But the fact that it's on your out of action roll is so infuriating because
Yep.
now you're in this position where you just should have killed his model, but you have healed it back to full. Like, not that it's even worse when it happens when they have flesh wounds on him. Anyway, so we're watching here. He made a secondary charge. It looked like they measured it out and that he could fit
The
the
other
second
Lich
Lich
Guard.
Guard and get him in just into
Yeah.
combat. I believe he will be obscured, so he'll take a negative on his hits, but
Yeah, that's a dead Wraith card. That's 40 points down the drain right there.
yeah, because I mean, what is the
It's over.
save on
Yeah.
the Wraith Guard?
He has a 3-up base save, no invuln.
No invuln. Okay, so he doesn't even get a save then, because it's a -4, right, on the Lich Guard
Yeah.
weapon? Yeah. Oh gosh. How how absolutely demoralizing. Like, I I can't express. I talk about something because I'm just in such a wave of, like, not anger, but like just, this is what Bjorn and I talked about this the other day. This is just Necrons are just stupid on this. I mean, on a lot of packets, but on this especially, and just the things that they do are frustrating in a way that nothing else is. Like, I know a lot of people hate going up against Tau and they hate those protocols and things like that, but yeah, brutal.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about though. I think it's a detriment to both sides that it's designed that way because it for Alex, he's just hoping that he gets lucky, right? Like kind of like what I said, like there
Hmm.
there is no scenario where he is putting himself in a position to have math in his favor, which is kind of like what makes this game tick. As
Yeah,
it's a dice game, you put yourself in positions where the
yeah,
dice are going to favor you, but there is no position like that against Necrons. So you just hope that you get lucky. And on the other side, for the villain, he he knew that his most optimal play was to just charge right in and
yeah,
hope that his opponent doesn't get lucky. Like
yeah.
there's no extra thing that he can
No,
do
for
there. He
sure.
just knows that it's working in his favor, and if his opponent gets lucky, there's nothing he can do. And
Hmm.
and that's not an interesting dichotomy, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It's not at all, right? And I mean, like we discussed, right? He took the best thing that he could against these Necrons, but then he's just got to hope for the math to work out in his favor. And
Hmm.
yeah, again, it's so frustrating because they make you make the roll that determines whether their model lives or dies. It's just like an insult, adding insult to injury kind of thing, where it's like, okay, so not only did you get to the point and I have a chance of completely surviving your super strong 40-point model, but you get to make the roll, and a roll that would normally be a cheer for you, a yes, I killed your model, is a oh no, your model survives. Like it
Yeah.
just the way that it works out is frustrating. But I mean, again, it is how the team works. It's how the team has worked since the core rulebook for this came out. We know it. Um, besides playing it, you have to just think of ways to work around it and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Did you when you won BAO? Did you end up going up against Necrons at all? I forget. I forget
Yeah.
exactly who
I
your.
I played Benji.
Okay.
And I beat him in the semifinals.
Okay.
And I mean, my play style was essentially I'm going to put as much into him as I can before he makes it to my side of the board.
Yeah.
And in doing so, I'm just going to hope that at some point along the lines, the dice work out for me, and they did.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, I do think it's kind of a mistake for Alex to kind of play this guy so aggressively the way that he did.
Yeah.
This is why I kind of wanted to avoid the middle room. But I mean, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's still you're hoping for the
Yeah.
four
And I
or
mean, right,
five.
if he gets the 4 or 5, and then he gets another chance at the next model, or maybe that even deters the villain from coming in with that second model if the first one dies, whatever it is. It's like it's kind of a coin flip, which there are certain points in this game that are. But yeah, I don't.
Hmm.
Not sure what else. I mean, now you're just hoping that the cross your fingers that the coin flips go the other way and your Wraith Guard survives, but kind of unlikely, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about what Alex can do here. He can hope that this Guardian Defender shoots this flayed one and maybe gets a kill. Unlikely, but it'll be on a 5 only because
Yeah,
of the
obscuring terrain. Yeah.
obscurity. This Dire Avenger Exarch is going to want to get a kill with a grenade, and then next turn maybe get into like a one-on-one with a flayed one. I mean, it's not probably going to happen. He wants to maybe get some shots off with the Flamer,
Hmm.
kill something if he can. In this situation, one thing to note if you're playing against Necrons, say like looking at this Dire Avenger Exarch, looking at these two flayed ones, and then the Flamer,
Uh huh.
shoot with the Flamer first because say you shoot with the Dire Avenger Exarch, you
Yeah.
flesh win this guy, then the Flamer shoots, gets to an injury roll, then he's getting the bonus, so he's out in a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Whereas if that happens the other way around, then when this guy gets his injury roll, the Dire Avenger Exarch, it's a 3, 4, or 5 because he's
Yeah.
not obscured.
Yeah. It's kind of it's interesting too, right? This veteran just kind of sashayed over and closed the door. He's like, "All right, the two Lich Guard are in on my big model. Nothing I can do here. Goodbye, sweet prince." And just
Yeah.
close the door and leave him to his demise. Yeah, that's surprising me. See, I mean, this is, again, I haven't been giving Kill Team all of my attention in the last month or so. I've kind of, distanced myself from it a little bit. Forgetting some of these things. The Wraithguard not having any kind of invulnerable save is surprising to me. Um, but I mean, I guess at 40 points, I mean that's similar to what the Terminators have their 5 up, but a lot of those big costly models don't have that invul. And I know the Orc ones do, right? The Orc big guy
The
does.
Meganobs don't. They do
Oh,
not. They do
Meganobs
have a
do
2
not.
up save.
Okay, okay. Um,
So it doesn't come up often. You're never going to hit AP5 unless you're playing commanders or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So essentially, they have a 6 up invuln, or
Hmm.
5, 5 up, depending on what the
If you're
weapon
against the
is.
Lich Guard, then no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. Some dice getting
Looks like
rolled.
shooting. I think this was the Guardian Defender over here.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're not going to see any shooting out of the Necrons, of course. All right.
So this Guardian Defender is shooting first. I like that order of
Yeah,
operations. So he's looking for 5s.
yeah. And
Long
so
range obscured.
gets both.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. Couple of wounds.
One
He
failed
does
save.
not save it. Now you need a 5 to kill him.
Oh
Gets a
no.
flesh wound. You're happy. You're happy
Yeah,
with that. Well, not
yeah,
happy, but you're okay with that.
yeah. Takes away some of those rerolls, right? Because they happen before the negative modifiers. So
Yeah.
um,
If he does kill one of these flayed ones, that could be kind of a huge point swing just because Alex is not going to hold this middle one even if he kills the Wraith
yeah,
Guard because he'll have to go the other way.
yeah.
Which so,
If he
or
can
sorry,
contest,
the
if he can
villain.
contest, yeah.
Yeah, because then the villain only holds one and Alex
Now
holds two,
here's an
hold more.
interesting question for you. If you are to pile in or anything like not pile in, but what's the second one after you kill something?
Consolidate.
Consolidate. Does this door make that veteran not the closest model? Would he have to go back away from the objective?
Yeah, he would have to go towards the Dire Avenger Exarch. So
Okay.
the villain, even if he kills this
Yeah,
guy,
he can't get onto
he
that
can't.
objective.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So there is some more shooting going on.
Yeah, might have
This
been
is
the.
him into him. This is
Yeah.
a injury roll here, so he needs a 3, 4, or 5.
Oh.
Oh, and he gets a 2. Oh no, this is an. Oh, he's now shooting with the
Okay, so there's the
Sorry,
two
yeah.
grenades. All right, so now we're gonna get the two wounding here. Both wound.
2 wounds, AP1, so a couple of 5-ups needed to make.
Doesn't make one.
Doesn't get it.
All right.
Now he needs a 3, 4, or 5 here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Absolutely brutal. So he didn't do what you said though. I think he still has the flamer to go. Am I correct?
Unless he went with the flamer and whiffed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we might have missed that.
We're not
Apologies.
using tokens, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we were talking about that Wraith Guard in the middle and how you thought that might be too aggressive. I will say the one thing about Alex's playstyle is he is an aggressive player. No matter what the matchup is, yeah, we're going into combat now, so the Flamer must have already shot. Here we go, the first Lich Guard.
3
Oof.
hits.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
needs 2 of these to go through to get to the injury roll, and then even if he doesn't, he's got the combat behind him. Yep, that's 2 of them. There's no armor save at all.
absolutely brutal.
Not sure why he's. Oh, he's got the Oathways. He makes one
Ah,
of them, but that's
okay.
not enough. He just takes it off.
Yeah.
Nope,
Still
still
gotta
got to
roll
do
it.
the
Yeah.
injury.
Here we go.
Yeah. He does have a reroll, so this is a dead Wraith Guard. Oh yeah,
Not there,
doesn't
but
get
do
it.
you use the reroll or do you just let your other Lich Guard go?
I think you probably let the other Lich Guard go.
Yeah.
It's so unlikely
Yeah,
that,
for
that
sure.
the although if he doesn't kill him, that is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Reroll.
that's
No. Okay, so
2 hits, wounding on 3. So he could miss both of these, but then he's still got a reroll.
both
Okay, he
wound.
makes them both, so
Yeah.
he's not gonna make 4 Oathways.
He can try. We come on, baby. No. All right, so
Yeah,
here's the
not
two
quite.
dice. So he's got to get a three,
A
four,
3 on
three,
2
four,
dice.
five, or
Yeah.
six, and then he has the reroll. So realistically, a 3 on 4 dice, and he gets it.
Yeah, that's a dead Wraith Guard. So that
It
is
is.
40 points down the drain. That's a bounty. He can't pick up that bounty, though.
Yeah.
Although technically you're supposed to place the token in contact
Yeah, with the
with where
model.
the model died, so he probably could pick it up.
Well, who
Well,
places it?
not with him actually.
Yeah.
I think like the player that got the out of action
Gotcha.
would place
So
it.
he's gonna move he's gonna
Oh
attempt to move him a
Jesus!
little bit closer over here
It's
to
like the
the
third
Exarch.
time he's done that.
Yeah. Well, as we did say, he's an up and comer. He's still getting adjusted to Tabletop Simulator. He hasn't had, 3 tournaments under his belt to do so. So, yeah, still some wackiness going on.
So he doesn't get proximity alert there. Weirdly enough, he would have gotten proximity alert had he not killed
The
that
the
model.
the Wraith Guard, yeah. I
Yeah.
think killing it was worth it to him though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So they both hold 2. I don't think Alex scored anything. The secondary wise, I know the villain did not.
Yeah.
Do not let that score fool you, though, viewers, because this is not this is not an
Not
even
as
game right now.
close as that. Yeah, may make you think. Did they roll the initiative? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I think Alex lost it. He's got to be considering a decisive move, because if he can decisive move and lock up these 2 flayed ones, then
Yeah.
the Lich Guard won't be able to get through.
Yeah, which it seems like he might be doing
Yeah,
here.
I think he
He is
did
down to
decisive
1,
move.
yeah. And geez, look at that too. That's the brutal part is the Necron player hasn't used any of his CP, and he's still in the position that he's in because all
Yeah.
those rerolls to hit were for free with the Novak. You know, um,
Yep.
yeah. What
He
am I
didn't even
getting?
contest the decisive move. He like I don't know why. What he's saving his CP for there.
Yeah,
So he didn't fall back with the Lich Guard. I would have fallen back with one of those flayed ones just to open up space for the Lich Guard to get
D-
through.
don't know what they're pinging there, but having a little discussion about this melee. Um,
Not sure.
yeah, generally they'll type something if they have a question here, but yeah, I mean, okay, so we're looking at it. Um, so I'm trying to look here again. Bounty, death from afar, cut off the head. So no luck on death from afar last round. What is he rolling there? Oh, okay, just an advance to get up to that door, I guess. Not sure what he's doing. Oh, okay, tossing around the model a little bit, but yeah, and just gonna normal move him, pick up that bounty. There goes a bounty token, and that center objective. So, I mean, if you're the villain, do you move that Lich Guard onto that objective anyway? Yeah, just to hold it in case one of those
Yeah.
models dies. Okay, that makes sense. If you're that Flamer, do you now move up and just stand there and take free Flamer shots?
Yeah, I think you do because
Yeah,
then if the Dire Avenger Exarch does get a kill,
yeah.
then suddenly
It's a
you're
contested objective.
contesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what he does here with
One
this
thing to
flayed one.
note is Alex took cut off the head, but he didn't really make the play to go get that leader model.
No, he did not. He did not set
He
up
is, yeah,
anything in that area, in that hallway. He is not going for it. Yeah. So those are just dead points there, right? Where at least, I mean, mind you, he wouldn't have been able to score, uh, the four corners or anything like that, but he might have been able to later. So, okay, here we go. We see the flayed one move here. This is kind of similar to what Micro did with his Pious the other day, right? Setting it up in an area where next turn it has a chance at a blind charge rather than
hmm
going for the long bomb charge. Um, yeah. All right. An advance on this guy too. Not sure where he's going with him. Yes, Tom, we have Asuryani, aka Eldar, versus the Necrons right now going on. Uh, yeah, there you go. Benji says, obviously saving that CP for a Mind Shackle Scarabs. The only play, as the
oh
King of
God,
Necrons would know.
Jesus.
I mean, that's the sad part of it, though. Really, is like, okay, he's sitting on this 4 CP and he's still winning the game and the board state. Like he just doesn't need it. That's just because the numbers are in his favor and they've worked that way. He hasn't needed the reroll. He hasn't needed, you know, anything of that nature. So we're seeing, I'm sure at this point, Alex is, I have to imagine that for that 6 on that out of action just I can't imagine it was a good feeling for a return for Alex. His first out of action of the
Probably not.
game on his most important model, and he needs, he's got a chance at it, and he rolls the one thing he really doesn't want to see, right? Because at least the flesh wound helps him to some degree. Um,
Yeah, I mean, even with a flesh wound, I think that Wraith Guard probably still goes
oh
down,
yeah,
but
oh it 100% does. I believe recalling the dice because it was a 1, so he would have gotten to re-roll it either way, and he re-rolled it, and yeah. Ugh.
I mean,
And
how
he
many models in the game have such good odds to kill something like a Wraith Guard?
I
And it's half the cost.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no, it's Wraith Guards are an absolutely undercosted model. When you consider what they
The
can
Lich
do.
Guards.
And the -4 AP on the weapon, the flat 2 damage instead of a D3 like so many other people with high AP weapons, things like that. And no -1 to hit from it, like a lot of the other really powerful melee weapons, like a Thunder Hammer or whatever it is. You take the -1 to hit. or the big cleaver for the Death Guard, -1 to hit. Nothing like that, you know. And even the
Yeah.
big cleaver for the Death Guard is a D6, so you can still roll 1 damage on it.
Yeah.
You know, unlikely but possible. And it's a -1 to hit, and that's still I think a 19-point model, and it's only 1 wound. So 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 your Lich Guard is just 100% better, you know.
In every possible way.
Yeah. Tough start, but you know, hopefully one of the things I did talk to Alex about too, and just reminded him is just focus on the points you can get, because I told him the discussion that we had the other day, Micro and Ryan both only scored 9 points in their losses. There's some good players that are going to be down there in the loss category if it does happen. So just try to get as many points as you can to avoid some of that you know the good players down there, but also the inability to get out of the group kind of thing. So, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is
So he's going to set up shots on this flayed one here. We'll see how that actually goes.
yeah. As you discussed, anything other than that Wraith Guard, it's a tough ass to get these kills. Um, I
Yeah.
think he's trying to set up this model so that if he does charge, he can't get onto that objective next turn. Not 100% sure here, but it looks like that's what he's measuring out, trying to have that position to make it so, or maybe just so he can't go right by him. Um, Not sure there. Gonna set up as many shots as he can get, which isn't, I guess, a bad move. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, these Guardian Defenders have okay odds against a flayed one. I mean, relatively speaking,
yeah,
of like actually getting to the injury roll. That's the tricky part about Necrons. It isn't that hard to get to the injury roll against most of these models. I guess Lich Guards being the exception.
yeah, yeah. Like you said, the only thing that was really gonna do any damage to that Lich Guard is now off the field. So, all right. So now he is moving this model over here, but I mean, now you're not getting to that leader until at least turn 3. So,
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing. I don't know if Villain is thinking about this, but
mhm.
the let's say the Dire Avenger Exarch fights
Yeah.
and kills one of these flayed ones. That means the
Yes.
other one is going to fight back,
Uh-huh.
and then after fighting back, the villain can use up and Atom to move this Lich Guard through.
Oh, he could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's thinking about that, right? He's a newer player. Maybe he's not aware of that kind of cheese. Okay, interesting move with this flamer. I would have thought to have used it over there in that other combat, but he seems to be setting it up in this area to flame the flayed one here.
Well, I think Alex, he does have Death from Afar, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. So I guess, yeah, he wouldn't have been able to get that Lich Guard at a death from a far distance, but he will be able to get this. Just got to make sure, you know. I mean, you might have to decisive move to to close the door next turn. I mean, I don't know. You don't want that Lich Guard getting in. Uh, yeah, he's gonna, and they're within 2 inches of each other, so he can split shots. Looks like he's trying to give himself the option to shoot either or. But that might be a difficult task. Let's see. No, I think he can get it. So he
Yeah,
has
right
he,
there.
he has the options. Yeah, which is nice. Yeah. Scary to open a door to a Lich Guard though, and the Lich Guard still has a chance to not allow this door to open, right? So,
Yeah,
which
this is true.
all this. I mean, that's again why he was looking at that redundancy of being able to shoot this flayed one. But at this point, you have what, one, two, three, 4 different guns facing him. So you'd like to be able to open that door and take some shots at that one in the middle.
Yeah, Halo. Well, let's talk about the best case scenario here for Alex. Is
Okay.
he can. It is possible for him to actually max out Death from Afar this round. He
Yeah.
could kill all 3 of these flayed ones from long range. Do I think that will happen? No, but
But the
it
possibility's there.
it could. And he actually only has to kill one of those flayed ones to get villain off of that bottom objective.
Here we go. First shots ringing out from this leader.
Yeah, looks like into the flayed one right there on the left.
Full
Couple
hit.
of hits. Couple of wounds. So 2 4-ups now. Doesn't get him. And he needs I think he needs a 4 to kill.
All right,
That's a
well,
flesh wound, so that's
flesh
not
wound.
it.
Not terrible.
Now, where do you use the plasma grenade? Because you can use that once.
Into the Lich Guard, it's looking like.
I don't know.
Or he pinged it, I'm not sure. There we go.
Okay, so it was this one that fired. I actually
Yeah.
didn't.
No, okay, it was that one.
Oh, no,
Okay,
it was.
there,
It was
yeah,
that one.
the
Okay.
leader. Okay, he did ping it. Okay.
So he's thinking about his next option. I would say
Now, do you
don't.
think this Guardian Defender, do you think you move him off the objective to have a chance at shots or a grenade onto this flayed one, and then you use Fire and Fade to put him back on the objective? Or is
That's
that
probably a good idea.
yeah, just more shots, right? Is what I'm thinking. Like just options if you're trying to take these models off. So 2 more shots
couple of
here.
hits.
2 hits. 1 wound.
So 4 up. Whoa.
That was very far from the box.
Not even close.
All right.
Does not get it.
Now use
So
them.
now a 3, 4, or 5. Oh my God, he can't kill
gosh.
anything.
Jeez. Brutal.
So that's a second flesh wound.
So
Oh, is he
I was
re-rolling it?
re-rolling it? Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
It's gonna be a 6.
Oh
I
no.
can feel it. Oh,
No,
okay, he gets the
he
3.
gets the
That
kill.
model's dead.
Not a death from afar though, because I think he did it with the guy right in front.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Token down.
Put that bounty down.
Yeah. So he can't do a Fire and Fade onto it, but he has secured that side of the board now, and he will be able to pick that up next turn. And now he's got these shots. So, okay, see, he's looking at this, but you're right. He could have used the grenade here. And I don't know if he's going to. Maybe he is.
I think he is, yeah. That's
5
shots with
yeah,
the grenade.
there we go. Okay, all right.
He's putting them all onto that front flayed one on the objective. I like that. Don't tell me he's putting it on the Lich Guard. Oh man, only 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. You get one of these through, it's AP 1.
2 of them
He gets
through.
both of them through, so 5 ups.
Oh my gosh, absolutely sticks it. Alex is beside himself. I know it. I know it. Yeah, tough ask there.
Still got the flamer though.
He does.
Man, that's tough. All right, so D6 auto hitting shots. These are probably all going into that front guy no matter what.
2.
Okay, so
Not
it's
fun.
two hits. Wounding on 4s. Oh,
Nothing.
not what you want to see.
Alex chose the wrong side, man. You got to choose blue dice. Always choose blue dice.
Little sad face.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's
there
feeling it,
from
like I
Alex.
said.
So now if you're Alex, I mean, do you go for the 2 flesh wounded guy or do you go for the vet?
I say vet only because I have this nightmare of him hitting the 2 flesh wounded guy and rolling a 6 and propping him back up.
Yeah.
And the flesh wounded guy is the guy who I'd be less scared of hitting me, right? Because he's losing out on some of the reroll potential with those flesh wounds.
Yeah.
We'll see though. That's the kind of thing where, not playing in a while, like Alex has been, he might not be thinking that way. But yeah, there you go. Okay. I mean, he's a very smart player. He knows
He is, yeah.
kind of those things. So
3 hits onto the veteran. So these are wounding on 4s. He gets 2 of them, and this is AP 2 with the glaive.
No saves.
Okay, so now an injury roll, 4 or 5, 33% chance to kill. Let's see it.
Oh,
flesh wound.
Gosh.
But I mean, honestly, it's not the worst thing ever to have.
Yeah.
These 2 flesh wounded flayed ones kind of blocking the path from the Lich Guard.
True.
It's weird to say, but it actually, I feel like it gives the. Gives the Dire Avenger Exarch a higher.
Although
chance
potentially,
of survival.
dude, actually you say that, but I think there's the potential for him to pile in here, and then you.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You could still get that Lich Guard within an inch.
Yeah, what we needed was for Alex to base them, and he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, that would have been the play with his combat. Which again, that's probably one of those things because I know he's aware of that. I would say that's part of him not having played in a little while. God, those bases on these flayed ones are gigantic too. Look at how thick these bases are.
Yeah,
Getting real close
he actually got 2 hits right there. Can we talk about that?
on the with the flesh wounded
With the
guy.
double flesh
Yeah,
wounded guy.
welcome to Novak, baby. Well, I guess he didn't re-roll them probably.
Oh man, he didn't make either save. Doesn't
Nope.
make the
Yep.
Oathways. This is an injury roll from the
Yep.
double flesh
Flesh
wounded
wounded.
flayed one onto the Exarch.
And
He
there
is
it
dead.
is. All right.
That's probably game right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I would say that's definitely game. Um
I will say I'm a bit surprised to not have seen the um like the scorpion and stuff. I understand it gets really expensive
yeah, I know he's not
with
he's
the
not a
Wraith
big
card.
from what he told me he's not a huge fan of the Scorpions at 100 points.
Okay.
Basically. I mean, I'm not a, I don't think he's exactly a fan of the Wraith Guard either at 100 points, but it's one of those things where in this matchup you specifically kind of need it. Um,
Yeah, I mean this is kind of the problem. This is why people hate playing against Necrons though. It's this kind of situation where Villain has still not spent any CP. He has not yet made a difficult choice. it,
yeah.
it is there has not been like I hate to say it, but there hasn't really been any interesting interactions between the two factions
hmm
this match.
it's like that, we like to make football references here. They are who we thought they were, right? Like the
Yeah,
Necrons are exactly the team that we thought they were, and they're doing the things that we know they're capable of. Like, there's like, coming into this post game, like, Alex, what do you think you could do? Like, that'd be the perfect response. They are who we thought they were. Like, there's not, he did what he thought had some potential, and that luck of the dice that we were discussing before the game did not happen, right? Um, and yeah, we are where we
yeah.
are. It's tough. I mean, this is a prime example of one of those games of where like, oh, and he loses the initiative again, which I think might
I'm not even
be in his
sure what the
favor.
play
But
is here. I don't.
yeah, well, and this is one of those games that makes me not super sad that I'm not playing in this tournament. Like, just a game like this is just like this isn't fun to play, right? I mean, Bjorn had told me about his round one game too against who did he play? I forget, but with his drones and stuff, just what he did made it difficult for the player that he played, Academic Chris, I think, to play against what he did. You know what I mean? It's just those games are no fun. It reminds me of my game at the SoCal Open, my Tau versus Emmanuel's Orcs, and that was the only game he lost on both days of the SoCal Open, and it was just because of a weird initiative and my drones doing what they needed to do, and his, orcs getting stuck into these pathways on arena and certain things like that. And it was a game where he was a good sport, but you could tell people get it's frustrating to play these games where you don't feel like no matter what you do, you don't feel like even your best models or your best chances are giving you the results that you want. Like it doesn't feel like you're getting to play the game, so to speak. But
Yeah.
uh,
Only
frustrating
one
no doubt.
secondary picked up
From
from Villain so
yeah,
far. From
yeah.
either play, yeah. From
Yeah, well, we talked about proximity alert. He wouldn't really be able to get unless it was not doing what he wanted. And then thin their ranks. He's only been in on one model each turn, so he's only had the chance to kill one. He's killed both the models he's been in on, but
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
weirdly enough, Alex. I mean, here's what he can do. He try and keep
So this Lich Guard is
he's
charging
charging
now.
everybody. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
So,
why, because he can only get onto the one model, right? Like he's
well,
giving
in
over
in the
free
event
Overwatch
that
to the fire to the.
so if he only charged the veteran could fall back
True,
like
true, true,
over
true.
here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so the Flamer is gonna. Not sure what this move is.
Um,
Okay, he's picking it up
I
and
mean,
putting
I
it
guess
back.
if Alex can keep this kind of clogged, at least for now.
See, but why fall back with this?
Um,
Why not just take the free Overwatch here? Am I crazy?
you know, you don't. I don't think you should fall back with the flamer. Oh no.
I don't know what's
Um,
going on, but I mean, you have free shots on this guy. Take the shots. He can't get to your flamer in the end, no matter what. Um, oh, I guess he could potentially with the being within 1 inch. That's what they're measuring right now. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense than if he's trying to not.
I don't think that flamer was that close. It just got knocked, and they put it
Yeah,
back, and I don't think that's where it was a second ago.
yeah. I don't know that it was either, but that's why you just gotta press escape. Don't move it back manually. Just press escape.
Yeah.
Jumps the model right back to where it was. So
Well,
this
he
is
is
four
overwatching
Overwatch
with
shots. The
something. I don't know if
flamer,
this is the
or it could be
flamer.
this could be grenade from the
Yeah.
front guy here.
Well, we will find out. Looks like this is the plasma grenade. Oh no, this is the flamer. He only got one wound, and he saved it with a reroll. So, which this zealot actually only has one wound
Here comes the
because he
grenade.
reanimated.
Oh, you're right.
I'll let them know to put that in because they did not mark that.
Would have been
Very
nice if it
cool.
had no wounds, eh?
um, so since Alex gets to go second, he can see what this leader flayed one does,
Yeah,
and then potentially advance this guardian defender up and
to
maybe
shoot him.
kill
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Because that would nab him 2 points on a secondary. He's going to probably pick up this bounty. That'll get him a third secondary point. And then he can hopefully prevent hold more if he does kill this leader flayed one.
hmm
I mean, there is a way to keep this close right now. I don't know if it's going to hold till round 4, but he can keep it close.
yeah,
But again, I mean, he needs to. This is Necrons. You just need to get lucky.
yeah.
It is a shame too. The one kill that he got last round was not long range.
Yeah, right. So he couldn't get that, and yeah, I think part of why these models are hitting everything is because these bases are like half as tall as the freaking models here.
I actually use these models. It's weird. It's the like the arms that stick out. They
Yeah.
hit stuff.
Oh, okay.
They're the only Necrons or the only flayed one models that I've actually on 32s.
Gotcha.
Without like when you scale them up, they become gigantic,
Yeah.
and they look really cool. They're just kind of
Yeah.
weird physics wise.
Yeah. So wait, where did that? Oh, that was the guy that was back here. He advanced him up. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Pick up that bounty there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can just totally deny secondaries from the villain because he does have thin their ranks. Not that Alex knows that. He might
Yeah.
like deduce it, but he has not been able to kill more than one guy per turn. And I mean, you can keep it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. It's crazy too when you think like he got the kill with the two flesh wounded flayed one. Uh
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it might be possible for Alex to get death from afar and cut off the head on
yeah,
this
from
leader.
in that back corner and then even fire and fade onto the objective if you get the kill. Or even
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
and
yeah.
fade onto it even if you don't get the kill, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then
for
you can
sure.
test that. Um which at least helps you both just score the two. We'll see. Not sure what's going through his mind right now. You know, at some of these games, it can be tough to keep a clear head and be thinking about all those results when just everything is not going your way. Um, so we'll see what he ends up doing. See, now
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
one of
there's a
those
way.
yeah, this is one of those situations now too. When you look at the Necrons board, I bet he wishes he had scout. Oh, not scout the field. Sorry, scout the field's the 1 inch of the battle edges. I was thinking of I was thinking of what's the one with the four corners? That's what I was thinking.
Engage.
Engage. I was
Engage on all
thinking
fronts.
engage. See, again, I made a mistake there because I was thinking of that center room. But to be fair, with all the board control he has, he could easily have models in a position to get him scout the field.
Yeah,
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 but
for sure. He doesn't need this many guys in the middle, for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
Interesting that the domination checking ring came out when that's not a secondary.
Yeah.
But yeah, just might as well check. Hey, what if that was a secondary? These are the points that I would have.
Who would be winning it? I
Yeah.
wonder.
The guy with all the robots in the center of the board, or the elves that are running away?
Okay, so that's a bounty for Alex. That's important. Um, Another thing, if he gets that kill, he could that'll be getting him cut off the head, potentially death from afar. I think the way that the leader actually moved it would be hard to get death from afar on him now. But he could get death from afar, potentially bounty hunter, and cut off the head all from one kill if he fire and fades, and stand on a point.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice swing.
Yeah, I think from afar would be difficult because you'd have to get this angle, and then you'd
Yeah,
also
that'd
be
be.
making it so he's only out of action on a 5, right? Um, yeah.
Yeah, Alex is wondering what what happens if you try to shut a door on him. I don't know if he's run into this situation before. It is. This is something that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, I recall. I think terminals were involved. But yeah,
Yeah. A
I
terminal
I
was
recall.
certainly involved.
I recall. It's a separate roll, right? It's not.
It is
Yeah,
it's a
it's after
separate
the
roll,
door
yeah,
actually closes. Yeah.
or fails to close either
Hmm.
way. Yeah, it is an extremely small chance that a
Yeah.
wound would actually happen, but it
Yeah.
happens.
Which is interesting. Like you feel like maybe it should have been more than just like maybe on a 1 and a 6 or on a on odds or evens or something because the door is still closing on them. Kind of feels like
Yeah,
those old Star Trek episodes of you like the gifs where like he rolls under the door and it's like very slow moving. Like there was absolutely no chance that he was actually going to uh, get crushed by it, but he does the roll anyway. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
So he'll try
Yeah.
to close that door. So
Might
now
as
the
well, right?
villain's gonna try to deny.
Oh, and he
He
gets the
denies, so
deny.
it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. But I mean, you got to take the chance, right? At the mortal, why not? On a
Um,
one wounded lich guard, take the chance.
yeah.
Take the
Oh, also
chance.
this flamer has a shot on the flesh wounded veteran flayed one. He will not be taking an obscurity penalty.
Oh yeah,
So
right
that is
here.
a potential death from afar over
Yeah, and he's trying to line up another one over here.
there. Yeah, well that model will be obscured. So
Yeah, yeah.
on a 5,
Uh,
only a 5.
Oh, it's been a tough one here for the Eldar, Asuryani, whatever you want to call him.
Okay, so
Interesting moving that guy. I mean, ever so slightly closer to a place he doesn't want to be. But okay, here we go. He's measuring out what he would need to get onto that objective and into that area with the leader.
oh, he's spending the CP to get the automatic 6, I bet,
6. Okay.
on the advance. Yeah,
Not
so
sure
that'll
about that.
be
I think he would have
13
been.
inches.
I think he would have been better off with the fire and fade move. But
Well, I think he figured out that he can like go around. He doesn't need to be that close.
yeah,
Interesting. So I mean, he'll deny that point.
yeah. But I mean, he could have done
So
that with a fire and
definitely,
fade as well, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's always the chance that he doesn't get,
The distance.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess you want to be within 6 inches. The grenade's the play there, right? I
I would
think.
say so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's still got a chance to eke out some points here. I do think he was measuring before for this to be a long distance shot, but yeah, there we go. Okay, moving him back now. That makes more
Yeah,
sense. He
that'll do it.
measured it out before, and then he moved him closer, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Moving him back. All right. So here we go. Yeah.
All right, that's him taking his first 2 shots, hitting on 5s onto that flayed one.
No,
Nothing.
nothing happening there. All right.
All right, looks like flamer
Flamer.
time.
Yeah.
Onto the flesh wounded veteran.
Two.
2 again,
See,
Jesus.
I would
All
have
right,
rather
wounding
spent
on
that
4s.
CP on the at least 3 shots there.
Oh
Oh.
my god. And now probably the most important one.
Yeah.
Here, onto the leader with the plasma grenade.
Gotta love those Eldar. Advancing and firing just as if they hadn't moved at all. 3, not
3.
bad.
So hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. He
All
gets
hit.
3 hits.
Oh,
Only 1 wound, and he needs a 5 up armor save. This is doable.
nope.
Doesn't get
Does
it.
he reroll
Will
that?
he? Will? No.
Oh,
He is not killed. He did get the
dude,
1 kill,
this
but
is
lots of 2s and 3s on these
this
injury
is
rolls.
brutal on these out of action rolls. He had a Futter Tim. He had a Wraith Guard in here, which he managed to get into position and managed to even get to an out of action roll on a charge on a Lich Guard turn 1. But he rolled a 6 to reanimate the Lich Guard, and then the Lich Guard got into combat with him and absolutely wrecked him. So, uh, and then his Exarch combat died over here on this objective, and yeah, those are the only 2 models he's lost, but his best 2 models by far.
And speaking of absolutely destroying models,
Yeah.
this is a very dead veteran flayed one.
Here
He's
we go. Hold
don't
on. We
even
get these. We get the Oathways. Come on.
the double box cars. Here we go.
Yeah.
Doesn't get it, and
And
that is a
that's a
dead
dead model.
Eldar.
And now, most likely to consolidate here, get his
Yeah. So there
last
was a
bounty.
path.
Yeah.
There was once a path.
No longer.
Yeah, that's gone. They're
I,
both gonna hold 2.
yeah. Yeah.
So we've seen a couple instances this game, and I think there's a little bit of a takeaway, where Alex has spent CP in order to get into positions to try and kill Necrons.
Uh-huh.
When you can't really do that because you need your CP to even
To reroll to try to get that kill. Yeah.
to get rerolls to guarantee, not guarantee, but slightly increase your odds of maybe getting something out of action.
Yeah.
Against any other team, you can spend your CP to get in a position, and if you really trust the math, that's probably fine, but not against Necrons.
Yeah. I would have liked this situation over here to be a regular advance. You get to where you potentially need to be, then you fire, and then if you kill the guy, you don't even have to fire and fade. You can save it. If you don't kill the guy, you can try to re-roll for it and not do the, like there's other options. But once you spend that CP to get the 6 advance, it takes away those other options, right? Is I think what you're getting at here.
Yeah, he's measuring to see if he has a proximity alert here.
Yeah. But yeah, spending that CP ahead of time when you don't know what the outcome of those shots are going to be uh, is a more difficult position to be in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has it, but it's up to them. Yes, Alex has Ulthway.
Not sure. Yeah, he gave himself the 3rd point there, but that would only be 2. There we go. Okay, yeah, they both hold 2. Alex did go both way, yes. Um,
Okay, so initiative round 4. 7 to 10. I don't think that Alex is going to pull this out. Um,
I agree. Pretty difficult at this point. And if if he manages to score some more points here, which he very well might, he could be right in that area with Ryan and Micro at 9 points.
yeah.
So we're gonna have some potential interesting.
Oh my
Well, wait. How
god.
can he charge? Didn't he? Did
Very
he keep him?
decisive move.
Did he
Yeah.
keep him out of 1 inch then with the flamer?
Oh.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
he
I guess
moved
he
him
did. Yeah.
into. I don't know. That looks like 1 to me.
Oh, it's real close. Yeah.
I thought he moved him into combat there.
Yeah, they must have, I guess, decided that he's not in. Uh,
Yeah. Taking some Overwatch shots could get
yeah.
the death from afar here.
I mean, that's here's the thing. That is only a 1 wound Lich Guard.
Yeah.
Um, so if you get a hit and then you get a 6,
Oh, instead he's falling
then it's
back with it.
AP 3. Okay, no, he's not even gonna try.
I would have taken the shots there, just because this guy that he already fell back is close enough for that Lich Guard to get in, right? Like, so falling back the
Yeah.
farther guy, I don't know. Yeah, because he's got more than enough to get in on this guy now. And now you've taken no Overwatch. Oh, okay.
Can't go through walls.
Yeah, some of these model movements. There is no pathway in secondaries, so these were the secondaries that they started out with right here. Take a quick look at these. And these are the options that they chose. This is Alex's here for the Asuryani. Bounty Hunter Death from Afar, cut off the head. And Bounty Hunter thin their ranks and proximity alert for the Necrons. So cut off the head is looking difficult, although it looks like he's thinking about running away. Or no, that was Alex measuring. Never mind, that wasn't the villain. I don't see the villain running away here.
Yeah, I had the same thought.
Yeah, I was like, why, why are you running away? Uh,
And this flayed one probably just charges the lead or the Guardian Defender, and
yeah,
then we see like Plasma Grenade Overwatch.
and it looks like
And the leader does have a flesh wound, so it's possible. It's only 1 point at this
yeah,
stage, though.
yeah. Still, every point you can eke out, I guess. In this format, you need him.
I mean, if he got the kill in Overwatch, that means he gets to use his move after to pick up the bounty. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure that there is a. I mean, okay, so what the villain should have done if he wants to take care of this flamer, he should have charged the flamer before doing anything with the. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because apparently the flamer is never in combat to begin with.
yeah. And he has a blind charge set up with that other flayed one, so
Yeah. Is the villain just done moving?
he might have. Was it a decisive move?
Oh
For the
yeah, we might
charge?
actually still be waiting on the decisive.
Well, I'm saying that the decisive could have been the Lich Guard, or did he
Yeah,
contest the
yeah, yeah.
decisive?
It was I believe villain contested the decisive.
Gotcha. Okay. And now the Flamer is doing his decisive, and then the villain will do his moves.
Yeah.
All right.
So the villain can just walk that flayed one around the corner out of line of sight.
Yeah. Do you think he'll try charging him?
I wouldn't, but
I
I
wouldn't
can't
either.
speak
That's
for
one of
him.
those. It's one of those things, right? Where like sometimes you tunnel vision on the kills. You think, oh, I got this guy. He's right here. Why wouldn't I, go for the kill? Um, Especially if he's trying to get. I mean, that's the thing too. Is he trying to get his secondary? Because that's a potential for him to score attrition. Because he's only been getting the one model per turn, right? So if he wants to kick up or thin their ranks, not attrition, but if he wants to kick up his points, he's got to get in with it more than one
That's
model.
true. Yeah, he can't.
I mean, he
He
can,
can't
but
just.
he'd be
Yeah, he.
negating points there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Because that's the thing too, is right. Like even if you ran the leader away up here, which wasn't him measuring, but if you run that leader away, well, yeah, you're saving the point for, I guess, the leader kill because he can only get 1 point from it right now. But you're giving up an objective too, so you're essentially giving up that point. And look at, he's measuring that now for running
The
away.
hell?
Yeah. So, you know, if you're saving a point, I guess, in one way because your leader doesn't die, but you're also giving up a point. What's going on here?
I'm not sure.
They're pinging over there, but we got to see what's going on.
Maybe Overwatch from the Guardian out of the leader. Yeah, it looks like
3,
that leader
yeah.
is charging.
All right, here we
So
go.
looking
So
for a 6 here. He's gonna want this. Oops, misses the.
gotta get him in. There's one.
Gets one.
That's all you need.
All right, wounds on a 4.
Oh,
He
he's got to
doesn't
re-roll it.
wound.
He's
He's
got to re-roll
yeah,
it.
he'll reroll. At this point, you're swinging for the fences.
Gets
He
it.
gets the wound.
All right, here, watch the save.
5 up.
No,
He doesn't
but he
get it.
can re-roll.
He's got a ton of CP. He's gonna reroll that.
Doesn't get
Doesn't
it.
get it. 3, 4, 5. It's a 50% chance.
Oh
that
my
he rolls
gosh!
a 6.
Oh my gosh! Alex is besides himself right now. I am besides myself. Wow. And that's Necrons, ladies and gentlemen, right there. That's Necrons.
God.
That's absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Well, Alex just made his return, but we could see a quick step away from the game again
Yeah, this
after these
is
matchups against these Necron teams. He was like,
in
he had
many
told me
ways.
too. He said, I thought I gave it enough time for the Necron meta to disappear, but it's packet dependent, and this is a
I don't
situation where
think I don't think the Necron meta will ever disappear as long as
they are the way
reanimation
they are.
protocols.
Yeah, yeah,
This is in many ways this is vintage Alex having to play and reanimate Necrons.
yeah. No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, agreed, Elk Knuckle. I don't play them, but yeah, it's brutal to watch them. It's brutal to play against them. I mean, we saw a lot of crazy stuff in the Death Guard game the other night, right? Where the feel no pains and things like that getting rolled. But again, those were Janice's dice got hot and she was making those rolls. It's just, I don't know. There's something just like I've already said it so many times, but there's just something so demoralizing about making what should be a good roll for you and have it be a good roll for your opponent. Like it just twists that dagger a little bit more than normally not getting something out of action, but rolling that. Oh, that's 6. And especially like he's returned to no flesh wounds now. They still have the flesh wound on him, right? But it erases the flesh wound,
Yeah.
or it returns them to 1 flesh wound.
It returns them to 1 wound remaining,
Yeah,
so
okay,
it
1 wound remaining.
erases
So
all the flesh wounds.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So game. So yeah, he's hitting
Yeah,
that
and
flayed
I mean,
one like
Alex
we
had a lot of
discussed.
opportunities this game where the dice could have just gone his way,
Yeah.
and he'd actually probably be winning at this point.
Mhm.
And there
That
really wasn't much that the villain could have done if those dice went against him, because like Necrons aren't that interactive of a team to
yeah.
play as,
Yeah.
um, and it's just like
Cuz he
it's
had
tough.
situations where like that Lich Guard wouldn't have gone to re-roll, anything. Uh
Yeah.
Entropic Strike, is he using this until the end of the model's 1 to the injury roll, as if it was needed with this Lich Guard. Okay.
So he'll be out on a 3 instead of a 4. But here comes the wound roll, which
Yeah.
he makes. Oh no, I think he did it with the
Yeah.
flayed
He did
one.
with the flayed one.
Doesn't get the actually makes 2 armor saves. Now he gets an ult.
Nope.
Doesn't make it. Can't roll 6s then.
Yeah. I know. Well, and that's the thing, is he had to use all his CP to try to get there and to try to get the kill, and then still didn't get it.
Even with his entropic, he doesn't get the kill.
Yeah. All right.
Having re-rolled.
So that's a flesh wounded defender there. So I mean, there's the potential to still deny him. Although this Lich Guard on this objective here, never mind, I forgot he's got that one contested. So, but that'd be contested, then he'd have 2, which would be more. So.
Yeah.
Oh, tough spot. I mean, it's I don't know. Interesting though. The only thing there's more of than Necrons in this tournament is Asuryani. So
Yeah.
should tell you something. But yeah, like if that Lich Guard goes out turn one, at least that's one of the two Lich Guards off the field, right? That second one still has the
Whew.
potential to get in. You've got this guy with 2 flesh wounds. You had that
Guardian
other guy
lived.
had 1 flesh wound over there. Oh, he did. Interesting.
Yeah.
You
He
had
didn't
this
have a
guy with
reroll.
1 flesh wound over there. You have the leader with 1 flesh wound that got reanimated. You have, just a number of situations where, yeah, had those dice gone in his favor, as you said, there's not anything the Necron could have done in those situations, which is why he had so much CP left, right? Because it's not like he could have even, re-rolled or done something in those situations to affect that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Alex holds 1. I think he's going to finish with 8. Eight to 12.
Yeah, absolutely brutal game. Let's jump over there, and I guess, okay, looks like they're still rolling some stuff here, or are they done? I think it's done.
I think it's done.
Okay, let's jump over there. Let's see what they got to say about this.
Okay.
To the middle room, and I should
What's
have brought
good,
my
Aric?
combat over here. Hey, what's up, dude? We
What's
just
up,
finished
gentlemen?
up, I think.
Yeah.
Any comments?
What's
Yeah.
good, y'all?
So,
Hey, guys.
How's it
absolutely,
going?
brutal but classic Alex versus Necrons game. I feel like for you there, bud. And I was just gonna tell you because you messaged me. You said I thought the red dice. It's the blue dice, man. You got into the game first and you didn't choose the blue
Damn
dice.
it!
You always
I thought the
no. You destroy me with the
fuck.
blue dice every time, and you picked red
I
here.
thought the blue dice were the good. I thought blue dice were the bad ones.
Nah, nah,
Damn
nah.
it!
But yeah, dude. Tough game. We saw what you were kind of go. I mean, first of all, congratulations, villain, on the win. Well
Thank
played.
you.
We talked about it before the game. Going up against Necrons, all you can do is kind of give your best lineup and then hope for the dice to go your way. This was a situation where, that Lich Guard could have died turn one, and of course you rolled the 6 right off the bat. You had a bunch of other situations where you just got flesh wounds, and even some of them where you needed like a 3 to get an out of action, and you couldn't get it. You rolled 2s. And then, over here on the leader, you reanimated. It's unfortunate, right? But I don't know what to say. Shane, do you have any questions, I guess, for either of them, or comments on the state of the game, or what are you feeling here?
So, Alex, what did you think of that secondary draw? I saw that you had taken Death from Afar, cut off the head, and Bounty Hunters, was it? Did you?
Yeah, I kind of just took bounty hunters because I thought. Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting my Dire Avenger Exarch to get capped by this flayed one.
Yeah.
The double
So
flesh
like,
wounded one, yeah.
I was kind of expecting to, like, maybe kill one. I don't know. I thought he would do a little bit better than he did. And the other ones just like scout the field was kind of garbage because like I don't want to waste a model to get to the edge. And then proximity alert doesn't really work for me because like my guys are like trying to stay away from him rather than get up on his face.
Mhm.
And then what was the last one? I don't remember. Um,
Uh,
oh,
Thin
thin
the
their ranks, and
ranks.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do that one either.
Yeah.
So I kind of was just like, it's not that I wanted to choose these ones. I just got kind of forced into taking them.
Uh-huh.
Death from Afar was a fine one. I just kept on flesh wounding, and then I almost got cut off the head. This fucking leader flayed one. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear or not. Um, but yeah, I kind of was just like forced into taking those ones out of like not because they were good. It's just the other ones were less good for me.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely looked at those. I saw cut apart at first, not realizing that it was cut off the head, and I really thought you were in for trouble against these Necrons.
Oh, I wish I had seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, for
I,
sure.
I wasn't too happy, but I was actually okay with the draw. I would rather the Asuryani not have too many of those like easy positional ones to score.
Hmm.
And I don't like seeing engage and or domination, just because it turns that first turn initiative into like the game decider. Since losing that kind of makes it much harder to get into that room and score those secondaries.
You say that, but Alex did exactly what he wanted to do. I think turn one with the veteran move, and then getting the the Wraith Guard into position to block you from getting into that room, and your Lich Shards just came in and chopped
They
them up,
still cut through.
sliced through them like Swiss cheese. Yeah.
I know. I
So
wasn't too worried about killing it with. I figured one of them would be able to get the job done if the first one went down,
yeah,
but like he put all of his CP into it, which is why I don't like seeing that as the draw.
yeah,
Because the person who loses initiative has to spend both of their CP to kind of get that first position down.
yeah. Which you didn't use your veteran move. What was your? And then you ended up with like 4 or 5 CP banked. What was your thought
I
process
finished the
there?
game with CP, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that I wanted that for the like tactics that could protect my Lich Guard if they get hit pretty hard by the Wraith Guard.
Okay. Okay.
Um, or to like make sure I take down the Wraith Guard with a reroll.
Okay.
The last turn I thought I was finally going to get my thin their ranks, but the Zealot couldn't kill that simple Guardian Defender, and even the Entropic Strike and the reroll on my leader couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, we talked about that too. We weren't sure if you were gonna charge the flamer as well with the other flayed one, and take your chances there just to give you that
Yeah.
chance at the secondary to get some more points. Um, you know, a win's a win. The W is the most important part, but those points are definitely tough to come by. I know we've seen a lot of lower scoring games in this first round.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe.
and I think I'm going to be at the lower end of that spectrum. 12 is pretty low.
Yeah, potentially. Alex, you're going to be right in there with the likes of Micromancer and Ryan from Command Point, who scored 9 points in
Welcome
their
to the
first
club,
round loss.
boys.
Yeah, so you get to fight it out there. Believe it or not, I mean, the only thing that there's more of in the tournament than Necrons is Asuryani. So I feel like you've
Ooh.
got an equal chance of running up against. I think most of the Necrons won, although. Oh wait.
I'd rather play another Eldar team.
Oh yeah, I know you would. Um, Shane, what was your score in your? Because you had a loss as well with the Necrons, right?
I lost with Necrons, got 12 points. So
Okay, 12 points.
you're probably not playing against me.
Yeah,
Shane, welcome to the 0-1 club. I guess you're
Hey.
Nice.
probably welcoming me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 But you're safe from him and his Necrons. Yeah, I mean, well
Thank
played
God.
game. Well played game. It felt like you guys both had a strategy going in. Alex, there was the potential there, but as we discussed, sometimes you just gotta, heart of the dice, and they just weren't there for you on some of those out of actions. But that's the way it
You know
goes.
what I should have done? Should have done this. I should have grabbed like this guy for my rolls and then give it like a little
Yeah, that's
oh
that's why people don't
wow.
use those. Oh, there's the 5. Yeah, just switch it to 5 every time. Yeah, I know. That's why we've stopped using those. I don't know why you're like adding extra to your card area now. Oh, the
Oh, the
Better
Pringles
off with
Pringles
the
can.
can.
Dude,
Pringles can.
how do people time that? Oh, there you go. You just spam 5. Yeah. Well, that was and now there's a million dice over. I don't know why there's all those dice either, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like copying them. I've tangled up the Pringles can with these big Eldar dice. But yeah, no, it was a well played game by you both. Look forward to seeing both of your round 2 matchups and what's going to go on there. I think we're getting the round 2 matchups at the end of this week. Is that correct, Shane?
We might get it tonight,
Okay.
actually.
Was this one of the last games to be played?
Yeah, I think this was the last game. There might be one other that's just kind of like in limbo, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, very cool. Look forward to seeing what those round 2 matchups are. Wishing you both luck going forward. Alex, glad to have you back. And Villain, welcome to the
Thank you.
tournament scene. Good to have you here as well. I know you're on the rise right now in the ELO ranking, so could be an exciting.
I think I
Well,
owe
I
most
guess
of
this
that to
match
the
will probably be
faction.
good for you.
Yeah.
I owe most of that rise to the faction I'm playing.
Yeah, and an
But
exciting
we'll see.
could be an exciting rivalry in the makings here because you guys might both end up in the Zenith tournament too, which is we're all looking forward to. So good luck moving forward, and thanks for joining us today, gentlemen.
Right on. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, guys.